Hello, this is Jed Disler, the official gramophone blogger for the 19th International Chopin Competition in Warsaw. And welcome to the Chopin Report. Again, I'm at my headquarters in Milan, in Italy. This is the fashion capital of Italy, and it's also a pretty great city for pianos because there is a lovely showroom for Fazioli pianos, and the Steinway and Sons flagship store, which opened nearly 2 years ago, is here. And I started rehearsing there today, and I'll be there for the next few days. I am very fortunate to be a Steinway artist, and they are always very generous to help me out when I'm on the road without a piano to rehearse upon. I promised that I would be commenting upon the Warsaw competition's three final concerts, which pretty much offered identical programs from night to night, because I do have to sum them up in my gramophone blog, which I'm going to be turning in this weekend. So I will have that for you Sunday or Monday, but I will have that for you. I was actually kind of fascinated how to hear how the finalists played the same pieces on different pianos in different venues. And it was really kind of interesting because they sounded really quite different. Some pianos sounded more different than others. But today, I want to focus on several candidates who gave memorable performances during the first two stages. And although they didn't proceed further, they did not go unnoticed. Certainly, they did not go unnoticed by me. I first really got to hear Pedro Lopez Salas a few months ago in Fort Worth when he was participating in the Van Cliburn competition. And there was a special concert at the Fort Worth Steinway flagship store where Pedro played some exquisite performances of the four Chopin mazurkas, Opus 33. And I'm sorry that he did not get the chance to play the Opus 33 in Warsaw. We were together in London early September, Pedro Lopez and I, and we had a chance to play for one another to try out programs that he was going to play and a program that I was going to play. He actually gave me some valuable technical advice in a passage that I was having a little bit of trouble with. I wasn't playing Chopin because you don't want to hear me play Chopin, but it was actually a piece by Frederick Rzewski, and Pedro fixed my hand position in this one little passage, and it made all the difference in the world. And I almost started crying because it was so liberating. And it's kind of great how an old fart like me can still learn some technical tricks of the trade from young pianists. That's why I hang out with young pianists. Anyway, I've provided a link to Pedro's first stage recital in Warsaw. And the performance in this stage that I want you to really focus on is the Nocturne in E major, Opus 62, number 2, which was his opening selection. And I want you to notice his eloquent handling of the intricate polyphonic layers throughout this piece. And this was a performance that I thought deserved its own gold medal. So go to the link that I provide. So go to the link that I've provided in the episode comments, the episode description, saying episode description, and see if you agree that it's a gold medal worthy Opus 62 number 2. I heard it in the hall, of course, and then I listened to it again on YouTube. So I don't think I'm hallucinating. Now, there's one viewer who keeps sending me sarcastic messages that question my taste and my competency. And whoever is writing these messages to me, well, you're probably right. So go form your own blog. You can go prove yourself right. Anyway, another candidate who also shined in the Van Cliburn competition this year, as well as in Warsaw more recently, was the German pianist Yonas Almiller. I think I told you in another Chopin report that I first encountered Yonas last year when I was judging the Rina Salo Gallo competition in Monza, Italy. And Jonas won the second prize, and he also won several special prizes in addition. And I'll never forget that when he was playing the Brahms piano pieces, Opus 118, he played the whole opus for us in Monza. I just started to cry. I don't know where that came from. I just simply had to toss aside my notepad and just give myself over to his beautiful playing. I had to forget that I was a juror. And I just became a music lover while he was playing the Brahms. And what a great performance that was. And I have a sneaking suspicion that Jonas feels closer to certain Chopin pieces than he does with others. But he's an exceptional musician who always puts the music first. And in contrast to several pianists in Warsaw who played that C sharp minor prelude, Opus 45, in a very rhapsodic, discursive fashion, wallowing all over the place, Yonas opened his second stage recital with a performance of Opus 45 that totally underscores Chopin's inherent classicism with a sense of form. And it had carefully contoured textures. And you really hear in this performance how the rolling accompaniment in the left hand that crosses the different registers, and you hear how that coalesces and converses with the right hand melodic lines, how they wave, how they weave in and out of one another. And the way that Jonas played this piece kind of shows how this Chopin prelude foreshadows similar textures in the Capriccio Opus 76 number 1 by Johannes Brahms. I've also posted a link to the Brahms piece in the episode description so you can hear these similarities for yourself. And I've posted, by the way, the Ivo Pogorelic performance in the official YouTube link that's provided by Universal Classics. And it's an idiosyncratic interpretation, which is not to be unexpected, given that it's Pogorelic, but I think it's quite compelling. And of course, we have the link to Jonas Almiller. So do revisit these early stage performances from the Warsaw competition with Pedro Lopez Salas and Jonas Almiller. This is Jed Disler, and you've been watching the Chopin Report as I am slowly decompressing here in Milan after 3 intensive weeks in Warsaw. I certainly worked hard and slept little in Warsaw, but I did not work nearly as hard as all of the participating pianists. They were the stars of the show. They still are. So until next time, take care, stay well, and please be kind.